finally back in the gym. It is a little bit later than I would like, a little bit busier than I'm familiar with. I guess people are on their winter arc, which is code for there's no more warm weather to go out and party, so now I actually start thinking about focusing on myself. Not gonna lie, I do the same thing. So, I'm talking and I'm putting weights on and I hope it works. I always feel weird facing away from the camera whenever man, these weights are feeling heavy. Okay, well I just got here and I'm cold, so I'm not gonna think about that. But yeah, I always feel weird walking away from the camera because in my head, if you're not facing the camera can't hear you. But I know you can hear me. I hope. I've been playing around with the settings a little bit because every time I do a video with Isaiah, he sounds so good and so like crisp and clear, and then my voice still doesn't sound good. So it's something about, I don't know, where he puts the microphone or something. I don't know. Whatever. Gotta grow my beard out so I can clip it to the beard. I have been so back to back lately. I feel good, but I'm kind of going insane because I'm losing track of my chores and my just kind of life or whatever. Also, I'm wearing these tidy pants. I'm wearing these tidy pants and I didn't think about it. I like to wear pants like this, but I should have worn a bigger shirt because now I'm gonna be like totally just exposing my stuff. So I'm gonna try to keep that out. And I didn't wear a big enough shirt and now I'm a little bit shy. I don't want to lay down on this bench. Whatever. No one's looking at me anyway, except for everyone online. Yeah, so I've been very back to back, and it's nice. It's fun because my hold on, I don't know how to adjust myself to make it the most modest. Whatever. In my head, I've been saying to myself that, it's plan, prepare, execute. Plan, prepare, execute. That's my motto. And I still need to plan for Taiwan. I mean, I'm looking at hotels, but getting the hotel is going to be pretty tough. I did plan out and map out a workout routine, which is what we're starting fresh with today, and a meal plan too, which is going to be high protein and like maintenance-ish calories. I'm going to I want to drop a little bit of weight and get a little bit kind of abs back just for Taiwan so I can look good and feel good about my body and how I look. But I will be doing not a bulk per se, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm eating enough calories to promote muscle growth. That way, because if I am in a deficit and I do get super shredded, there's a lower probability of muscle growth. Yeah. But let me tell you about my past 4 days or something like that. So last Friday, I worked as normal. I went to the office, went to the gym, went to the office, and then after the office, I went to the New Ability fundraiser, which was a really great time. I posted on Instagram photos with all my friends from there, and now that I'm kind of back in a healthier mental state, I can, I really do feel more social and I want to hang out with friends. So, talking to them and seeing them was really nice. And then we talk about hanging out and stuff. So I'm going to be sure to hit them up maybe even just after work and say, come on over and let's just hang out and do whatever, you know. But I did that. Then I went back to the office because I left all my stuff at the office. I only brought with me my keys, my wallet, and that's it, and a couple catheters. That's all I brought with me because it was downtown Denver, and I had both of my computers, my work computer and my personal computer, with me, and I did not want to leave them in the car. It probably would have been safe, but I don't want to risk it. So let's see, working weight is 215. So we're going to be looking at, 50, 135. 205 is 185. Let's get 185 on and rep that out, and then we'll figure out the math later. So yeah, so I did that, and then after the event, I went back to the office, grabbed my stuff, which didn't help with the timing of everything, added an extra 20 minutes to my drive home, and then I went home. Then Saturday I woke up early, came here, do the gym. I did the I Got Your Back Bro workout with Isaiah, which was a really good back workout. And immediately after that I went home, ate some food, went back out, went to a Greek holiday market at the Greek Orthodox Church, which had a phenomenal time. Not only spending time with my friends, Isaiah and Sammy, they are husband and wife, but having some connections or creating some connections with the Greek community. That was really nice. I love the Greek community. And then after that I went home and I basically just got ready to fly out. So I got ready. My brother came over to the house, and then we just left. We went to, I'm gonna have some pre-workout. We went to the airport. I got on the plane. They upgraded me to the first row because I was originally in seat 22, row 22. I got upgraded to 1, which is nice because I got that Frontier Go Wild pass, which means I think I almost hit that lady. Frontier Go Wild pass, which means I fly for $15.21. All I have to do is buy the flight one day ahead. So there is a chance that it's not available. But if the flight is available and I am able to book it, like it's not full, right? So the flight has to be existing as a whole, and then it has to have enough, or not enough, but it has to have capacity or whatever you call it, so that it's not fully booked. And then I can take whatever flight I want. So, yeah, so I got that flight. So I just did a $32 round trip flight to Detroit, which was great. So I got to Detroit 1 a.m. Sunday morning. So, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Sunday at 1 a.m. Sunday, So my mom picks me up, go back to the house, fall asleep, wake up at 8 a.m. or something, 9 a.m., get ready, take a quick shower, and this was one of those showers, I sit on the tub floor, and just kind of let the water hit me and rinse me off, which, when I travel really light. And then, went to go see my grandfather. We went out to a diner, an American diner, which was classic, affordable, unseasoned breakfast foods, but it was okay. Tasted pretty good. And the price was right. For 5 of us, it was like $90. And I got 2 meals as well. So very, very affordable. Oh man, okay. And then, after visiting my grandfather, I went up to my dad's house and visited with my friend Estefano. And then after that, I just went to my dad's house and hung out with him. And by the way, Sunday morning, I had a UTI type of issue. Not exactly a UTI, but what happens is when people dehydrate themselves, their bladder will kind of get a UTI. And that happened to me because apparently I didn't drink enough water on Saturday. And then I didn't even drink any water, Sunday at 1 a.m. when I landed in Detroit. So when I woke up on Sunday, I was extremely dehydrated and I felt this burning in my bladder. And then I just I had to pee, every 20 minutes, every 10 minutes, even though I didn't really have to pee, So it's kind of that incontinence behavior of a UTI, which is not good. And the solution, which actually worked, is I drank a ton of water. I was at the diner. I must have had 5 or 6 glasses of water, and that, my body was so dehydrated, I didn't even have to pee from that. You know what I mean? I just was absorbing and keeping all that water. Water. How do you say water in Chinese? Hai. I don't know if that's right. So anyway, that was a trip because I did end up kind of peeing my pants a little bit. So when I was at my grandfather's, I had to wash my pants, and I also got some incontinence pads from the store, which ended up, helping out, absorbing some pee. So yeah, that was a trip, that happened. But I'm glad that I found the solution for it, because that had happened to me a few times before in my life where I'm dehydrated from the trip and from the traveling, and I keep peeing my pants. But instead of drinking a lot of water, for some reason I would think the solution is to not drink any water because I don't want to pee more. And lo and behold, the solution is to drink as much water as possible until you're starting to only pee full amounts. Because you can tell, right? Like if, at least for me, when I have to pee, I get the feeling that I have to pee. And then when I do go pee, I can see what's the amount, the fluid ounces, milliliters or whatever. So if it's anything less than like 250, 300, and I feel the need to pee, that means something's wrong. Either I have to poop, or I have a kind of bladder issue. Yeah, so that was Sunday. Sunday night, I, did my thing, and then we're looking at 215. This is 185, so we need 15 pounds on each side. Okay. Yeah, so Monday morning, wake up nice and early-ish. I also stayed up late on Sunday night with my dad, watched a movie. We watched Austin Powers, which he hadn't seen, so that was fun. And I was up until like midnight, which meant that it was technically Monday morning. So, it was Monday morning at 12:01 a.m., that type of Monday morning. And for the Frontier Go Wild Pass, it's a calendar day is what you can buy the flight for. So if I want to buy a flight for Tuesday, which I did, I want to buy a flight for Tuesday, I need to buy it on Monday for $16. Otherwise, if I bought it on Monday, it would be $99. But for $16, you have to buy it one calendar day ahead. But a calendar day ahead is technically, as soon as it's that day, the calendar day ahead, which I found out, which is cool. Because also if I get a VPN for a time zone further ahead of me, so the Eastern time is 2 hours ahead of me, if I get a VPN for the Eastern time zone or for London time zone, then I can buy the flight more like a day and a half ahead of time. So anyway, so I bought my flight, and then Monday, I woke up early, brought my dad to work because I was taking his car, so we have hand controls at his house. I was taking his car to then drive to Elijah, who came out, to Vegas, and we're doing the documentary together. And I went to his studio, which is a really, really cool place. And again, I'm so proud of all my friends who are doing so much and accomplishing so much. And it always inspires me to, it's like being surrounded by people who are doing things that you either wish you could do or you don't want to do because it doesn't fit your life, but you still would if it did fit your life, that type of idea, I guess. Great to see, my friends flourishing, and I'm always willing to help out as much as I can. So I just worked remotely. This is the other thing, why it's so nice to have the ability to remote work every now and then. I worked remotely all day Monday with my friend, and we got Lebanese food because Detroit has a huge Middle Eastern population, and it was really, really, really good food. And then I went back home, picked up my dad from work. My dad and I went out to eat, and then we went back to his place, hang out, pack up, and then Tuesday, wake up at 4 a.m., get to the airport. The Detroit airport is a little bit smaller, and so that's the thing I like a lot about smaller airports, is they're much easier to get through, a little bit less busy, because, if the airport's big, that means it has to accommodate a lot of people. If the airport is smaller, that means it doesn't, give or take, But I guess it always grows, right? So as soon as an airport hits a higher number, it has to grow. So the ratio of people per square foot is probably the same. Anyway, the airport was dead empty, got through real fast. I got to my gate. I went from the car to my gate within 10 minutes, which is really cool because Denver, it takes about 25 minutes. I've timed it so many times. However, the main reason of all that time, 10 minutes of it, is going down the elevator twice, getting on a train to go to the terminal, and then walking across to get to the terminal or to the gate. Yeah. And then Tuesday I came home. My flight was super early, so my brother wasn't quite ready to pick me up because he was 45 minutes away. I took the train downtown, and this was just yesterday. I took the train downtown Denver. I went to the Capital One Cafe because I have a Capital One card for now, and I liked it. And it was very empty, it was very quiet, and I worked remotely. And then I have a coworker who lives downtown. So him and I went out for lunch. And then after that, I took an Uber back home because I wanted to try to beat the rush hour traffic. It was about 3 p.m. at that time. And we did still run into traffic, so that sucked. But, the Uber was still fine. It was fine. It was $30, which is way better than the $60, $70 it takes from the airport to get to my house. So keep that in mind. So $30 was very, very awesome price. And I got to work remotely downtown. There's a cute girl in the coffee shop that I talked to. So, that's that. And to be fair, I didn't really talk to her that much, but it just felt kind of like, I'm not on dating apps anymore. So, this is going out more and seeing attractive women in a kind of more natural way makes me remember that it's like life is not just all online, So, that was just something as a single guy you kind of care about. But to be fair, I was focused on work and I didn't actually really talk to her that much. So I don't even know why I said that. Oh well. Uber home, and then my buddy at work, a different friend of mine at work, invited me to a guys group meetup thing, which is like an emotional fitness, and it's this group of, I think it was maybe 20 of us or more, more than 10, less than 30, I'm bad at counting, and it's a group in Denver, or in Boulder, and we all get together. The host, he makes brisket and some like really, really amazing food. He had the thing where he has the brisket out and he kind of tore it up and it just peeled apart, so really, really good food. And then all of us guys were just talking, hanging out, making connections, and then after we're all done eating and talking, we're in our circle and we go around one by one and just talk about, introduce ourselves a little bit, because there was a lot of us who were new, and then talk a little bit about how we're feeling, if we are having any issues with anything, and you know, it's just kind of having a community of guys that need community. And so we just went around, you know, introduce yourself, you know, here's what I'm struggling with. You know, either it's a new father, either it's someone who, you know, like myself, this is like what I said was, you know, I'm feeling very lonely. I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of people around me, but I don't quite have that, you know, easy access community, or, you know, I go home at the end of the day and I'm alone. There's no, you know, girlfriend or wife waiting for me at home to go do something with or whatever. And because of the nature of how American infrastructure is built, you know, it's not like university, where in university, if I just got done, you know, at 5 p.m. with studying or whatever, and I want to go walk down the street to my buddy's house, or a buddy wants to walk down the street to come hang out with me, it's very, very easy, and it's a more of like a European lifestyle. You think about Italy and stuff and the impacted community. And here's my homeboy. Yeah, see, that's right, I need to do this set. We have so much working out to do today, and I've been talking way too much. But anyway, yeah, so that was my day, and then I got home at 10 p.m. So I really have been going non-stop since Friday morning, and finally today I'm able to start attacking and executing some of the things that I've been needing to do. Yeah, all right, well, yeah, so this is working set now, 2:15. We're doing 4 sets of this, and we're gonna aim for a lot of volume today. So I'm really gonna try to focus a lot on just the rest of my workout.